glad that I grew up where I did. I think that living in a small town has been a wonderful experience, and I would not choose to have grown up in a city or a suburb. But a couple years ago, I probably would never have said that. There are a lot of drawbacks to living in a small town, especially here, where there's no broadband internet, and you have to drive 30 minutes to go to the store, and there's nothing to do other than go watch movies, which is kind of expensive and boring. But, I think the other side of that is you are in a community where everyone knows everyone else, and everyone is generally nice to each other, and you grow up with these people from the day you entered the school. It's a long time, and I guess you get to know people that you wouldn't have talked to otherwise. Like, there are people who don't share a lot of interests with me, and it's not like we're best friends or anything, but I know them because I've spent years in the same classes with them, and I've spent years working on projects with them, and being in band or doing the musical, and there's only so many people here, so you just meet people that are different from you, whereas I feel like in a bigger place, you probably only talk to people that you think you're going to like, and people that you have common interests with, and I think that's great, and I do that too, but it's nice to have people that I know who are from totally different backgrounds and who would never be nerd fighters, but are still nice people. It kind of humanizes everyone. I mean, I have friends who are not going to go to college, and I have friends who are in a vocational school, and I have friends who play sports, and I have friends who hate sports. I have friends who spend all their free time playing video games or watching anime, and then I have other friends who spend their time reading and on Tumblr and stuff, and then I have friends who just have jobs and don't really have free time anymore. And I'm glad I grew up here, because I'll always have a home to go back to, and the people here will remember me, at least some of them. And, I feel like in other places, sure, your friends will remember you, but if you just go back there later after you've moved away somewhere else, like, random people, like, on the street aren't gonna know who you are. And I guess that is what being in a small town gives you. And then there's the whole, just the general place, like, not from the view of a teenager, just from the view of everyone. I mean, where I live is beautiful, and I'm glad that I grew up somewhere where there's a lot of natural beauty, because it gives me a respect for nature, and I think that's something people should have. That's something kids should grow up with, whether it's, taking day trips up to the Catskills or whatever from New York City, or if it's living your whole childhood in a state park. It doesn't matter. You should have some kind of experience with nature and how cool it is, because it is.